Welcome to Optimal Timelines. I am your guide, Sean Collins, and helping you to connect to your most optimal future timeline. So this is going to be your monthly Tarotscope readings for July 2022 for your North Node by sign and house. So not your sun, moon, or ascendant sign, but your North Node by sign and house. So you're going to want to watch two videos, one for your North Node by sign and one for your North Node by house. Now, as most of you know, the reason I use the North Node as opposed to your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant is that it's recognized in astrology that the North Node is the path that you were born to learn, the path that you were born to take, and so it's your North Star. And so it's much more relevant to your everyday life. So let's get started on the readings. So this is going to be your monthly Tarotscope reading for everybody with their North Node in Cancer and or the 4th house. And while I'm connecting to the energies and shuffling, I want to invite you to take some deep breaths, relax, open up your energy system to with the intention of receiving any information that is going to be most helpful to your life. So I'm going to connect to the energies and we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, North Node in Cancer and or the 4th house. Okay, so the spread on this side of the table represents the first half of the month from the 1st to the 15th, and then this side represents the second half of the month from the 16th on. The card here in the middle, this is your monthly theme card, okay, of what the overall theme is. Now, it's no surprise, okay, your North Node's in Cancer, and by the way, my North Node's also in Cancer, okay? We're dealing with emotions, okay, this month, big time. Now, as I'm doing this reading, there is a new moon in Cancer, okay, that's happening. So emotions are running high, emotions are running very strong. But remember, what I'm seeing for you, the themins in this month is it's being able to dive into the emotions of life. Someone told me this a long time ago. I heard a story from an astrologer. They brought up something really interesting about North Nodes in Cancer. North Nodes in Cancer have their, or in the 4th house, okay, they have their South Node in Capricorn and or the 10th house. And when one of the dark sides of Capricorn is not feeling comfortable with emotions, not only negative emotions, but also sometimes like really intense, like it's like limiting the emotional spectrum that they are allowing themselves. And there was a story where, and I read this astrologer was saying that they had a person with this North Node, and the person was a very successful doctor, married with children, the children were older. And what this man said was he never realized, like, he had a lot of success in his life, but he never realized how much he limited himself emotionally. Like it was like he didn't even recognize it. He was just like living his life, and maybe something deep down inside, there was something that was gnawing at him, but he was so driven to success, okay, Capricorn 10th house, and goals in life, raising kids and being married and being a doctor and this and that. And one day he realized, especially after he started, looking into his astrological chart through this astrologer, started realizing he didn't realize how unhappy he was, you know, is because, so what it is with this North Node is we can become uh, not only detached from our emotions, but like we could not even like recognize them. So it's not even about not even sometimes being comfortable with the emotional realm. It's like we could like not even like recognize them. And so what I'm seeing here, you see the Eight of Cups, cups representing emotions, and this person is like, walking away, turning their back, okay? This is a time for you to open up. Now, first of all, we're going to look at gifts, and we're going to look at things that don't help us in our life when we have this North Node configuration. First of all, the gifts. With your North Node in Capricorn and or the 10th house, most of you know how to be responsible. Most of you know how to like work hard. You know how to set goals. Most of you know how to, you may have achieved success in certain areas of your life. You have this, you're basically like a grown up. You know what I mean? Like what I mean is, even like you see people that are Capricorns that are like even younger, they're like all grown up. But so that's your responsible part, and that's that Capricorn part of that. Okay. Now, the downside to that is following those Capricorn instincts and not opening yourself up to the other polarity, which is Cancer, and they're the 4th house, which is, feelings, emotions, which is family, closeness, intimacy. And so we're looking at this kind of a situation where you want to, and what can happen is when we don't open ourselves up to allowing ourselves to experience the full spectrum of emotions, it seems like with this configuration, the universe, in order to teach us, will throw more and more intense situations in our life to cause us to be emotional. I have I was working with a client that had this, and it was amazing how, this person, like life was throwing a lot of different things. And I know they were feeling things emotionally, but it was almost like, they were feeling them, but they weren't really feeling them, if that makes sense. It was like they were going through it, and it's like, yeah, it was unpleasant, but it was almost like they were kind of numb to it. Like, in order to really feel emotions, like, and as I said, okay, what is a spectrum? Okay, a spectrum is, you go from, let's say, happiness, from crazy amount of massive happiness where you're like just literally flying, okay, to, okay, I'm like pretty happy. Yeah, I'm happy, to like, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, like there's the polarity of happiness and sadness, but then within each of those sides, there's like levels, okay? So it's like you could limit, I'm only gonna, on the spectrum of all the emotions, I'm gonna limit this very narrow. I'm gonna only allow myself to feel this happy, and I'm only gonna allow myself to feel this sad. So you're dealing in a very narrow range of emotions, a very narrow, spectrum. And what this life is about is, this is for you to experience and acknowledge and become comfortable with the full spectrum of emotions, okay? All sorts. And then, it's funny because it becomes like kind of like a game, okay? where you recognize, oh, okay, I feel that, that person said that, it didn't feel good, okay, but I'm feeling it. I'm not blocking it. I'm not trying to, or like when, a really great feeling comes, yes, I do deserve it, and you really kind of accept it. Now, the first half of the month, I feel like what's going to happen is, I feel like for a lot of you, there's going to be a really good thing, or a good situation is going to happen, okay, for a lot of you. And it could, you have to recognize it, okay? It could be whatever it is. It could be someone does something for you, you get a promotion, or whatever it is, like something good emotionally is going to occur in your life. The question is, are you going to be able to recognize it? And I feel like it's going to be something like, really good. And so your advice cards are, go with it like this Wheel of Fortune, your success, your fortune in life, and how it plays out. You've got these amazing cards this first half of the month, okay? You got the Wheel of Fortune upright, and you got the Star card upright. Amazing cards. When you are able to allow yourself to start feeling more, that's when you begin to win more. Like if you have any, desire for more success in your life on all levels, if you have a desire for more success in your work, in your career, in goals you want to set for the future, in friends, family, in relationships, if you have those goals, when you open up your emotional spectrum, you are opening yourself up. And I feel like a lot of you are going to do that. So whatever this is, whatever this good thing that happened, allow yourself to feel it. And more importantly, after you feel it, is being grateful for it. So you allow it to come in, and you are feeling the gratitude of how beautiful it feels. Just allow yourself. Now, this may seem like, if you're telling a lot of people in the world, they're like, wow, really, that's all the north nodes in Cancer or the fourth house have to do, is just like feel more. Like, but see, it's not easy. All of our north nodes are not easy for ourselves, because we're battling these tendencies that come from the south node, okay, and those planetary situations there, and also other areas of your chart like your Pluto. But when you allow yourself to feel this good thing that happens, appreciate it. And then I do want to say, because what ends up happening is you have the reversed Ace of Swords here. I don't want your mind and logic to stop you, because your mind might tell you, oh, I'm going to just play it cool. I'm not going to like go overboard happy on this. And I also wanted to mention this first half of the month, although I see a lot of you, this is going to be the test where something good, either on a large scale or a small scale, is going to happen. Recognize it, feel it, show appreciation for it. It's the first step. But also, anything bad that happens, allow yourself, or it's negative, okay? Allow yourself to feel it. Don't stay in it, but say, okay, that's how you are allowed, you let emotions, both good and negative, into where you feel them and you process them, but you don't hold on to them. Even the good ones, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really harm you to hurt, to keep the good ones. But what I'm saying is, emotions are supposed to flow into you and through you and past you all the time. You are a feeling person, okay? And by doing this I know this sounds crazy if you tell like a Capricorn this, or it sounds like really trivial. It is not. This little exercise, if you are able to do this, if you're able to feel feelings on a wide spectrum, you want to talk about Capricorn success, like crazy, okay? Crazy, crazy success, okay? For 10th house and for Capricorn South nodes. Now, the second half of the month, even though I saw most of you are going to experience the good thing, okay, here there could be a negative thing or a series of things that you're going to have to, work through, okay? Some of them could be like mental barriers or, anxiety barriers. Some of them could be like feeling like there's a roadblock in your life, or like a stumbling block, roadblock, or something that's going to be unpleasant. And, it's going to play out in different people's lives differently, but, generally it's that. There could be a feeling of discontentment and, boredom, discord, discontentment that you're dealing with. It could also be like something to where someone in authority, says or does something to you. Remember what I said at the beginning of this video, and if you watched my videos before, you already know this with the North Nodes. I tell them situations that could happen, but also what they're learning in this lifetime. Remember, you are learning to become an emotional master that can be comfortable and accept and understand this full spectrum of emotions. So these negative things that come in, it doesn't mean you don't do anything from them, but what it is that you feel the emotion, you process it, and then you act according to whatever it is you have to do to solve the issue. And see, that's part of the problem, and this is what you're coming up against, is you have the 7 of Cups here. Okay? These are emotional choices. And what you're struggling with a lot of times is what emotional response to have to something. Usually, for a lot of you, depending on what other aspects and things you have in your chart, okay? But generally speaking, when you're dealing with this North Node, is you're looking at, normally underplaying or downplaying or ignoring emotional responses. But see, what this is this is trying to figure out what the correct emotional response is. So let's just use an example. Like, let's say there's a situation where you don't like something your boss did, okay? And this feeling comes over of like anger and frustration. And you're like, okay, and you take a deep breath and you're like, all right, I feel that. I feel that. And, to be able to feel is a very human thing, and it's a beautiful thing. The full spectrum of emotions is beautiful, even the tough ones, okay? So you feel it, and then you're like, okay, and then you release it. All right, I felt that. I feel you. I feel that, and I'm going to honor that feeling, and then I'm releasing that. And even though there's a little resentment still, that's fine. But you felt it and you're going to release it. Now, how am I going to respond to this? Or there is a frustration or a stumbling block in your life and you're feeling frustrated. Allow yourself, let it out, okay? All right? But in a healthy way, but allow yourself to feel it, and then let it move through you, okay? Move past that, and then you're able to respond. So it's accepting the feeling, allowing it to move through you so you feel it, as opposed to blocking it. Like a feeling's coming on, nope, I'm going to block it, forget it. And that's what this is. You're not walking away from it. You're not blocking it with the power of your mind and your will. You're allowing it to come in and you're recognizing it. Okay, I feel you. And then, but I'm going to put you aside. And then comes the response. How do I need to respond in that situation? Okay. You're feeling a lot of emotional discontentment, a lot of, boredom or depression or whatever it is. Okay. I feel that. Okay. Now how am I going to respond to it? How am I going to solve it? So that's the 2-step process right there. Recognizing it. It's actually a 3-step. So recognizing it, allowing it to come in, and recognizing it, and then, releasing it and responding it, responding to that. Okay. So that is your task moving forward in this lifetime. But in this month, these are the different ways that it's going to play out. Allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to respond to the feelings, and you're going to see a lot of things in your life are going to really start to make more sense. You're going to get a lot more contentment and a lot more happiness and joy out of life. Okay, so anyway, thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you could hit that like button, it really helps out the algorithms. I would appreciate it. And if you'd like a personal reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below, and you can get some more information. And yeah, reach out in the comments, say hi, whatever. If you have a question, please feel free to reach out to me. I love to interact with you all in the comments. So again, thanks for watching. We'll see you again on some more videos. Many blessings.